everyone. Welcome to the show. It's another great edition of Bring It in the House podcast show where we spotlight musicians, entertainers, artists, and leaders. Get your meal. I'm your host, Millie Mills, and I'm excited because we have a rising, incredible recording artist in the house tonight from Memphis, Tennessee. And his dad is a pastor there. They're joining us. Let's give a warm welcome for Jeremiah Hatley and, of course, Solomon Hatley.
Hey,
All
hey.
right,
Hello.
Yes.
man.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. It is amazing because I was just telling Jeremiah, your son, that, we met in Memphis when I was working at K97 about, I don't know, almost 30 years ago.
Woo. Yes. Yes.
Maybe I
Yes.
shouldn't call numbers.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
It's been
this
some
is
time.
incredible.
Yes.
Jeremiah, I mean, this man here, he worked with legendary producer Jomar Jones. And
Yes.
Jomar was, well, he worked with Stax Music
Yes.
and so many legendary artists that came out of Memphis, like Al Green, the Soul Children, you
Yes.
name it. and
Yeah.
Yes.
and so this is just, I'm just honored. I can't say it enough. So tell us, I know you from the M town, but tell everybody where what city you're repping, your alma mater, and all that good stuff, Jeremiah.
Well, I'm from Memphis. I was born here, raised here, been here all my life. My alma mater, oh wow, okay. My alma mater is Bartlett High School.
Okay, what's the mascot there?
I believe. See, I only been there for 1 year, so I don't really remember it at all.
It's okay.
Um,
It's okay. Well, we're just glad to have you here. Your any of your peers watching tonight, man. This is going to be a great show. So, Jeremiah,
yeah.
just tell everybody, about what age was it when you discovered the love for music? Do you remember?
Yes, ma'am. I was 5 when I first started like singing.
Mm-hmm.
But around like my preteens to era, that's when I started having like a more wanting to go be in the star area. Um, I know I started at Stax Music Academy. And that's where I had the love for performance. And now at 14, around 14, 15, that's when I started recording music.
So you recorded your first, I guess, track or single at Stax Music.
Um,
Mm.
sort of, almost, but not really.
Yeah, yeah. So on that very first track that you recorded, your dad, was he with you? Did he help produce it?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Who did you work with on that very first recording?
Uh, I didn't work with anybody. It was just by myself, and I still had to grow and learn on how to make things, right before I even release anything.
That's amazing. So I guess you'd been in that atmosphere for a while, right? You grew up in the atmosphere. You watched your dad. Did you meet Jomar before he, transitioned?
Yes, ma'am. I think I met him when I was around like 8 or 10. I remember seeing them though.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just kind of took all of that in, and and here we are today.
Yes,
Wow.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so good. So I want to ask, who were your early influences other than Jomar and your dad? Is there anyone else that kind of, say made you feel like, hey, I want to, yeah, I want that too. I want to be somewhat like that.
Yes, ma'am. Before I answer that, I wanted to thank you for having me on here today.
Okay,
Um,
thank you. I mean,
yeah.
I'm just so excited to have you because I thought you were like high school still because your dad had showed me or shared like a rough copy of one of your singles before, before it was like, I guess, finalized around when
Mhm.
COVID was really heavy around
Yeah.
2020 or 2021. And I think at that time you may have been a senior in high school. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think my brain got stuck. I'm still thinking you're a senior, and now you're in college, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you going to the University of Memphis? Is that where you're going?
Um, I'm going to Southwest Tennessee.
Southwest Tennessee College. Okay, awesome. And you are majoring in
I'm in music.
music, of course. Of course you are. So tell us, just share with us a little bit, do you have any certain artists, some of those big names, those A-listers that you want to work with? Anybody out there that's hot and heavy right now?
I don't think any artists I want to work with right now, but I think maybe like in 2 years or so. I think
Okay. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So, who are some of the artists you listen to right now?
I listen to Michael, Beyonce, Bruno, Whitney. I
Yeah.
believe that's really most of everybody I
Yeah.
listen to.
Yeah. The old kind of, they're not old school, but legendary. Yeah, I get it. Oh yeah, because that was some really good music. Not to knock and no shade on the current artists. We love you too, guys. Um,
Right.
but yeah, so
Yeah.
but yeah. Uh, Solomon, please
Oh yeah.
tell us a little bit about how you nurtured your son to this point when it comes
Oh
to the
wow.
recording industry.
Oh wow. It's thanks once again, like you said, thanks for having us on.
You're
Amen.
welcome.
I mean, hey, it's a thrill. Look, one of the things that I did with all of my children is I shared the basically what I call the Joma philosophy. Okay,
Yes.
and that philosophy is that he never wanted to actually produce name artists.
Yeah.
He always wanted to produce unknown artists. And if most people will follow the records that he wrote, O.B. Buchanan, Backup Lover, David Brinston, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, and most popular is Carl Sims, 17 Days. All of those artists were were not very big until he began to work with them as a producer.
Mm-hmm.
And as I began to see his way of working and how he did things in the studio, um, I began to adopt that philosophy. So I would instill in my all of my children that, hey, if you got something that is of quality and it can relate to the audience, they it really don't matter whether you Beyonce or anything. It's just that if it gets to the ear, it's going to
Yeah.
move them. Why? Because that song will affect them, and those are some of the things that you had to go through and learn. I mean, it was many nights of just watching the system and watching the way he handled production and his philosophy that made you realize just like what I hear today on social media, does your content add value to people's lives? Well, that's the
Mhm.
way he wrote music. Does his music add value to your life that
Yes.
makes you want to play the song or make the radio want to play the song, cause the artist to get work? And all three of those artists, I was in that time period when I saw their careers just take off. I was even
Mhm.
in the time period where I watched his music just go worldwide. So when my son began to work on his own music, I began to listen to it, and I had my say. We had our battles. But in the end, he called it, and we could sit down and say, "Hey, man, that's a decent record. It's well crafted." So
Yes.
those, and of course, I can't say it's a hit. I can say it's well crafted. And so if it's well crafted, then somebody gonna like it. And I always get them the analogy: if you're a great cook, if that food tastes good to you, I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure it's gonna taste good to everybody else if you're being realistic now. So
Yes.
that's
Yes.
the way we handle music around the house.
Mhm.
It's a
Mhm.
value added thing.
It's
Yeah,
a value added thing. Well, when you
yeah,
sent me that track, almost 2 years ago, as soon as I heard it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is
yeah,
amazing!"
yeah,
And
yeah.
I played it just a few times, just for me, for my own listening ears. I mean,
Right.
I would go back and play it and listen to it again. I
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
like the song. And
Yeah.
when I lost my original Facebook page, I
Okay.
lost that song.
Wow.
And I said, oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
can't, I lost so many friends too, a lot of the
Right.
original
Right.
followers and friends that I had. Um,
Right.
but then I went back to try to find that song. I was like, oh man, I can't find it. So,
Yeah.
but here we
Yeah.
are, fast forward today.
Wow.
And this is how it all came about, Jeremiah. I saw
Yes,
one of your
man.
dad's clips
Yeah.
because you have those very strong little power points that you do for God, that you bless people on those reels. And we
Right.
really appreciate that. And so that made me think back to the track though. When I saw
Right.
one of your reels, I said, wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
I got to figure out
Yeah.
how I can get this young man on the show. So
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's take a listen to his very first single. This is Jeremiah's
Wow.
single. She'll Be Around right here on Bring It in the House. I'm so excited to play it first. I'm the first one to play
All
it.
right. Oh
I
man.
hope it plays. It don't get stuck on me. Come on, come on. There it is.
It's 7 o'clock on the dot and my girl is waiting on me. Don't know how to feel cause it's been a long time since she seen me. I told her it's gonna be alright. Don't hurt yourself while you're waiting now. By the time I got there, she told me she'll be ready by 9. While I waited, I turned on the TV. Put the fire stick and it's a new thing. By 8:50, she told me to turn on the car. I told her, baby, alright. Then I'll be outside. Just know I'm not gonna leave you because my girl, she is my one and only. My girl, she'll hurt somebody over me. My girl, I'll never ever let her down, no. Cause I know she will always be around. It's 9 o'clock, we're on the way to the mall. She said she wanted to go to Macy's to get something for fall. Yeah, she went to MACY. I went straight to KAY. I'ma surprise her when we get back to the house, baby. I know what you might be thinking. What in the world is this man dreaming? I'm telling y'all that it's about to go down. We got back to the house after we bought a bunch of clothes. I got on one knee and I propose because my girl, she is my one and only, yes. My girl, she'll hurt somebody over me. Well, my girl, I'll never ever let her down, no. Cause I know she will always be around. Yes, I know your questions. And she said yes. She was so excited to get proposed from the best. I told her we could get on the phone, but she wanted to hear her favorite song. She said, baby, I love you. And I said, baby, I do too. It's 12 o'clock. She cried herself to sleep from happiness. I kissed her on the forehead and left a note on the counter, baby. It said, baby, I love you. I'ma be back in the morning so we can take some time. So we can take some time. So we can take some time to process this. bunch, my sugar pie, my sweet lady. I love you, girl. You're my girl. What can you do for me? And I need you now, baby. Yeah, yeah. You're my sweet lady. You're my lovely girl. You're my honey bun, my everything. You're my girlfriend, and I love you, baby. Oh yes, oh yes. Oh, my girl is everything to me, and I need you, girl. Oh, baby, baby, I love you, girl. What can you do for me? What can you do for me, girl? Yeah, yeah. What can you do for me? I need you right here. I need you right here, right now, baby. I love you, baby. I love you, baby. I love you, baby, baby.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Woo!
All righty. Yeah.
It's a
Man, it's gonna we
Yeah.
can play again, so let me pause it
oh
because it's coming back. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing that with and I feel honored. I'm one of the first few to play it.
Thanks. You know
thank
what?
you.
You know what gets me about that, Millie? I still get pretty tickled myself. Here's a kid that went to Stacks Academy, right? So the whole
Yes.
family, I think most of the kids in the house were like, this is what they do. They got their own thing that they're doing.
Hmm.
And all he wants to do is go to the Stacks Academy, you know?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so we saying, okay, go right ahead. So he goes on, and then we go to see him. And just to see, you know, whatever part they gave him, that's what he wanted to do.
It's
But once he left, it was like it ignited, and
yes.
I can honestly say I just watched it. So by the time he got to the product you're hearing now, he laid all the arrangements, the vocals, and all of that. And I thought that was
Hmm.
pretty unique, coming from
Yeah.
where he came from,
Hmm.
and just working and of course my wife, she was kind of working with him in the production and some of the background and everything,
Hmm.
but very little. But uh, but he did all that arrangement and and I said, man, he's one of the few that just made his mind up to do it, and it's hard to say anything to your child when they done made their mind up,
And
and
then that's
they
it.
made their mind,
Yeah.
they made their mind up. So
Yeah.
that's one of the things I enjoyed about watching this particular product come together.
Watching
Yeah.
him grow, all that
Hmm.
growth. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you said the tickets, and the key thing is made his mind up. That's what he
Hmm.
wants to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Jeremiah, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you picture yourself?
5 years. I picture myself on. I'm not gonna say 1,000, but like in exaggeration, 1,000 stages. Because
Oh
I
yeah.
like to perform a lot, and I hope to have at least an album out with probably 50 features, I think.
Mhm.
So just enough to perform on those 1,000 stages.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
I see myself having like just a good life.
That's a good life. Yeah. Cause you using your gifts, so hey, you can't go wrong with that. So I know Solomon, he knows your dad knows firsthand about executing those gifts.
wow, man, I'm so glad. You think about it, Millie. You remember years back, we didn't have this kind of outlet, you know.
No, we
Not to
didn't.
mention, not to
Oh,
mention, the artist can go in his bedroom and and cut a nice record and put a good product together. If they tell the truth, people are not in those big old
mm,
studios all the time. So
Mm-hmm.
it just feels good just to see how far technology has brought us,
Yeah.
and how much work you can get done, you know,
Mm-hmm.
today. And I mean, just being on your show is a great outlet. And that's just an honor, and
Thank
within
you.
itself. Yeah, yeah.
It's an honor to have you guys here. I'm still just blown. I can't wait to hear what's next, though. That's
Woo.
yes, ma'am.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who are some producers you might want to collaborate in the future?
In the future, I don't know. I'll have to look at their work. But I think the one producer that I would really like to produce with is maybe Dark Child.
Yeah, you
Or
know what? I said, oh my God, earlier I said he reminds me of a young dark child, Rodney Jerkins. You really
Wow.
yeah,
do. Uh-huh. You really
Wow.
do.
Wow.
yes,
Yep.
man.
Wow.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but is there anyone else?
Um, I think the producer that I'm working with, I think I'll still continue doing work with him. His name is Tank. And I think myself, as more as I get learned into music theory and all the music basic stuff, and then on to layers of it, then I think just me producing one record by myself, I think that'll be my dream, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That'll be your
Wow.
dream. Then we'll see, oops, we'll see you on the stage getting that Grammy or BET award or something like that. I'll be like, oh man, that's
Yes, man.
Jeremiah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
also kind of remind me of the guy from I think he's from Houston, but I don't hear his music very much anymore. What's his name? Khalid. No, not Khalid.
Oh,
No,
oh,
not
My
Khalid.
wife, my wife always call him Weekend.
Weekend. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, him too. But it's another one. I could. Oh, that's where my daughter needs to be here. She could
uh,
pull it out.
I think
Mm, mm, mm,
Travis
mm,
Scott.
mm, mm.
No.
Mm-mm. He was real popular like in 2018 and 19. He was out of Houston and he was a singer. He could sing. It'll come to me. I'm trying to force it right now,
mm,
Not
let's
in
see. I'm trying to
but
think who came out of Houston.
yeah, he was real big there for a minute and I don't hear much about him anymore.
Oh,
But
Tony
at
Tony
any
Terry was Tony Terry out of that area. I don't know why he came on my mind, but
Yeah, I don't know where Tony Terry is from,
yeah.
but this
Yeah.
young man, oh gosh, he did a song. He was doing duets with a lot of people at
Oh,
one
okay.
time, and I don't
mm,
know what happened to
Okay.
him, but he was good.
Okay.
But
Wow.
at any rate, and do you have an album in the making? I'm sure. Do you have a title track or tell us
I have
about
a
your? Okay, go ahead.
I have a, concept.
Concept.
For,
Okay.
but I've been writing. I have like over 50 ideas and like 20 songs written. It's just the concept right now is more so as I'm putting emotions in different scenarios into writing. That's when I create I write mostly before production, and then
Mm-hmm.
I send it out to the producer. And so as I get that done, that's when everything will come together basically.
Yeah, that's when it all will unfold.
Yeah.
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 So when do you expect? Well, I know we can hear your single on like Spotify and all those outlets, correct? I
Yes,
know we
ma'am.
can. Okay. So when do you expect for like your full album to drop? 'Cause I'm looking
Um
forward to it.
Hopefully 2025.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you taking your
It
time with it. That's it. That's
Yes,
what you
ma'am.
do. Yes, that's what you do. Look, I'm trying to find that young man. Mm, yes. Can't, I was trying to find him on YouTube right quick, but I can't. That's how it is when you.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
It's just
What's his name? Khalid? Not
Khalid.
DJ Khaled, but
Oh, Khalid. I don't
Khalid.
even know his
Khalid. I
name.
think that's his name. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I'm trying to. Yeah.
I believe he's still very popular.
Hmm.
Was he on his send
That's
me
him,
your
Khalid.
location? Yep.
He had a song called Better. Better.
Better.
And he had a whole, for at one moment, he was on a roll. He had a whole lot of, let's see another one he had. Um, he but it's not even about him. When you're trying to find something, you can't find it. But he had Location, and he did a song with the girl from Fifth Harmony, Love and Lies. A lot of Talk. That was the one that I really liked
Oh,
by him. Talk. I don't know if you remember him, but your he has a really nice voice, and your style, kind of reminds me of him. Yeah. So,
Okay.
I mean,
thank
I
you.
can't see nothing but the sky isn't even the limit. You know.
Yes, man.
Yeah. Time is going fast when you're having fun. But any shout outs, or anything you want to, anybody you want to, I know Dad is first off, any shout outs to.
I
Yeah.
want to I want to shout out Jay Aaron. He helped me produce. He helped me arrange the song. And shout out to the producer Tank. He helped produce this song. And shout out to my stepmother. She helped out backgrounds, and my sister. She helped out backgrounds and everything on arranging. So it's really much everybody.
Yeah.
Yay. I know you're very proud of him, Solomon. I know.
Oh man. Yeah. Just we as a little fella, we used to go have our little rounds, and even as he was growing up. But what I had to respect was that he stayed focused. He
He
stays
said
focused,
okay.
and that's what I push him on. Now that I've accepted that, so
Yeah.
just stay focused and do what you're gonna do, man. That's
Hmm.
that's the whole thing. And I'm just blessed to come through the arts and know what it
Yes.
takes, and know the sacrifice that you go through to try to stretch yourself all the way out to
Hmm.
reach that point that you believe in. And
Yes.
so that's just my hope, that he just go all the way out and do what he's gonna do and enjoy entertainment and making people smile. And that's what it's all
Hmm.
about,
That's what it's
you
all
know.
about. Was
Earn
there
the living
any?
for what you do. Yeah,
Yes, earn that living
you
for
know.
what you do. Yes.
Yeah.
Was there any challenge in the beginning that that you saw that you want to share? Like when you were trying to get your foothold in the music industry, what was a challenge for you that you were able to overcome?
Was that a question for me or my
Yes,
dad?
yes, Jeremiah.
Oh,
Yes, for you. You know,
um,
being
oh,
so young when you started.
oh, I think most of my challenge was more so being not confident. I wasn't confident in a lot of things with my production, from my production to the arrangement of vocals and basically just appearance. And once I figured that out, that's when I, start slowly getting into it and
Mhm.
breaking out into everything.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm glad to see that you developed that confidence. I'm sure Dad kind of helped you as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm
man.
sure.
Believe it or not, you know what, Millie? Believe it or not, the people he been calling out,
Uh-huh.
they were the people that really got after him. I might have said it maybe once, but a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times I thank God that people come around and they really get at it, and really encourage him. And you got to remember, he's probably the quietest of all my kids.
Really?
Soft spoken. Yeah, I got a
Mhm.
5-year-old that talks more than he do. So
Um, well,
so yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
those steel wagons, man, they're carrying a whole lot. They're
yeah,
carrying a whole lot.
yeah, yeah.
So,
So
anything
man.
else before we go, Jeremiah? Any words of encouragement you want to share with the audience?
I would say always do your best. Never like leave your faith at a low point. Always stay at a high point. Um, just keep going and keep pushing yourself and believe in what you can do.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
That's some good advice right there.
yeah.
Anything else, Solomon, before you go?
Wow. Just to the parents, just watch your children. You may have one that's different, and you just have to pay attention to find out what their passion is, what their love is. And once you find out, get on board with him, you know, because I know with him, I couldn't encourage him to play no sports. He didn't want to play no sports. He didn't want to do any of that. He wanted to sing. Okay.
All
So
right.
once I caught on to that, then hey, you let that be and move
Yes,
forward. You know, you
that's
let that
it.
be. Yeah.
I like that. So if we want to book you, Jeremiah, can we do that? How can we book you? Let me put that number
Um,
on here on the screen. If that's okay
uh,
with Dad.
Oh, no problem.
yeah,
No problem with me.
Okay. All
yeah,
right. Is there any, can they just like email you or how do they book you?
yes, ma'am. Through email jeremiahmhatley@gmail.com.
Okay. All right. Hadley at Gmail.
Now, Millie, you know I'm talking to him about all that traveling and getting out there. You know, it's like a job. You know,
It
you got
is.
to make sure you get to your fans and give them the best you got. So we
Yeah.
talk like that. You know, so
Yes.
you know,
Yes. Yes. Well,
yeah.
that's good. And he needs that. He needs that
Yeah.
influence and everything.
Yeah.
Time is up. We've had so much fun. Hey,
Oh yeah.
guys, don't forget to go to our YouTube channel. You can see this show live, Millhouse
Mm.
Entertainment YouTube channel. It's Millhouse Entertainment 1748. So we're going to see you next time next week. Don't miss us. It's always so exciting to bring all these
Oh yeah.
beautiful artists in here. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. We
All
love you
right.
guys.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
All right.
See you next time.